Whispers of the Winter Wind. In the quiet town of Elmsworth, where snow-blanketed rooftops like icing on gingerbread houses and the air always smelled of pine and firewood, lived a girl named Clara Bennett. Clara was a schoolteacher, soft-spoken and graceful, with eyes that held the calm of December skies. She lived alone in a little cottage by the edge of the forest, where each evening she would sip tea by the window and watch the snow fall in silence. Every morning, Clara passed the town's bookstore, a cozy little place tucked between the bakery and the flower shop. It was there that she first saw him. Elliot Graves was new to Elmsworth. A writer with a past full of restless travels and stories half finished, he had come to the small town seeking solitude and inspiration. He bought the old bookstore and turned it into something magical. Lights strung across the windows like stars, the smell of old paper mixed with fresh coffee, and every corner whispered tales waiting to be told. Their first conversation happened on a snowy Tuesday. "You always walk by, but you never come in," Elliot said gently as Clara paused by the window. She smiled, a little embarrassed. "I wasn't sure if I was allowed to." "It's a bookstore," he chuckled. "Everyone's allowed." From that day on, Clara began visiting more often. Sometimes she read quietly in the corner, other times they spoke of books and childhood dreams. Slowly, the warmth between them melted the frost of their loneliness. Winter deepened. Snowstorms came and went, but their bond only grew. One evening, as the town prepared for its Christmas festival, Elliot invited Clara to help decorate the store. She hesitated at first, then nodded. "Only if we can hang paper stars from the ceiling." "Only if we can dance after," he replied. That night, under the soft glow of string lights and paper stars, they danced barefoot on the wooden floor, laughing like children. It was the first time Clara allowed someone to hold her so closely, the first time Elliot let someone into the quiet corners of his heart. But love is never without its trials. Elliot received a letter in late January. A publishing house in London had read one of his older manuscripts and wanted to sign him. It was everything he had dreamed of, but it meant leaving Elmsworth. When he told Clara, she smiled, but her eyes dimmed. "I'm happy for you," she whispered. "And if I go?" he asked. "You must," she said bravely, though her heart ached. "Some dreams are meant to be chased." He left on the first day of spring. The town felt colder without him, even as the snow melted. Clara continued teaching, continued reading in the bookstore, now run by a kind old man Elliot had trusted. Months passed. Letters came, some long, some short, each signed with love and a promise. In the fall, Clara received one last letter. It was simple. Just 5 words. "I'm coming home to you." Elliot returned the day before the first snowfall. He stepped into the bookstore, and there she was, standing by the same window, holding a paper star in her hands. "I kept one," she said softly. He smiled. "Let's hang it up." And they did, together, under the same ceiling where they first danced, where love had first found them. Beneath the winter sky. The first snow of December had just begun to fall over the quiet town of Aldridge. Soft flakes drifted gently through the air, dusting rooftops, tree branches, and the narrow cobbled streets. Alara stood by the window of her small bookstore, holding a cup of hot tea. Outside, the world seemed frozen in time, but inside her heart stirred with memories she had buried for years. It had been 5 winters since she last saw him, Rowan. He wasn't just a boy from the past. He was the chapter she never truly finished. They had met in college, both studying literature and constantly bumping into each other at the library. Rowan was quiet but brilliant. Alara was talkative and curious. They clashed and connected like wind and fire, chaotic yet beautiful. From late-night poetry readings to long walks beneath starlit skies, they had fallen in love in the most effortless way. But time, as always, was a cruel editor. After graduation, Alara chose to return to Aldridge to care for her ailing father and take over the family bookstore. Rowan, on the other hand, had been offered a prestigious writing fellowship abroad. He had asked her to go with him. She had asked him to stay. Neither could compromise, and so their paths split, two hearts left unfinished. Years passed. Rowan's novels made headlines. Alara's bookstore quietly thrived. But the nights were long, and the silence between them had become part of her daily routine. Until that winter day. A soft chime rang as the door opened. Alara looked up, expecting a customer, and instead saw the past standing before her. Rowan. He looked older, more weathered, but his eyes held the same warmth, the same quiet gravity that used to pull her in. "Hello, Alara," he said, his voice soft and familiar, like an old song she used to love. She didn't speak for a moment. She just stared, her heart thundering in her chest. "Rowan. What are you doing here?" "I've been writing," he said. "And I couldn't finish my latest book because there was one story I left incomplete." Alara blinked. "Us?" He nodded. "I came back for you. If it's not too late." The snow outside thickened, blurring the world beyond the window. Alara stepped from behind the counter, her fingers trembling. "It's never been too late," she whispered. That night, under the same winter sky that once watched their goodbyes, Alara and Rowan walked the streets of Aldridge hand in hand. The town hadn't changed much, but they had. They were no longer just pages in each other's past. They were the unwritten chapter ahead.